in a Grab, and we only went like a couple minutes from our house. We're gonna head to the Greenbelt Mall in Makati, and the driver, I thought he had to get gas, then I thought he had to get air, but apparently he just gotta go wee. So he's taking a little potty break, and hopefully it's not gone too long and we can get to the mall tonight. We are at the Greenbelt Mall about a week before Christmas, and we want to see all of the Christmas lights, and I know we're running out of time, so we had to take a Grab taxi down here to this Greenbelt Mall in Makati to see what the decoration is looking like here at this mall. We've seen the decorations at about 4 or 5 different malls right now, so let's see what one of the most famous, popular, touristy malls has to offer. Today we have basically been mall hopping here in Makati. Our original goal was just to go to the Greenbelt Mall because it's so famous, it's so touristy, it's so popular. And we thought we might be able to find some clothes, maybe get a quick, low-cost bite to eat there. And that Greenbelt Mall is gorgeous. It's luxurious, it's fancy, it's eloquent, it's all the things I'm not. So it really wasn't the right mall for me. First and foremost, we were looking at the Christmas decorations, and they were very streamlined, very modest, just small little trees, I think with golds, lights, and other things. And that was basically it. I think as we were leaving, maybe there's a reef or two, but very simple, very modest, no problem with that. But I like my malls to have big, gaudy Christmas decorations. So some of the other malls that we've been to in Makati have more of the kind of decorations that we're looking for. And that is like when you are outside, like a giant teddy bear, like we've seen at least 2 different malls, and big, huge Christmas trees inside, which we've also seen at a couple malls as well, instead of the more laid back, reserved, fancy kind of Christmas lights. And then there's the shops. I mean, I really don't know most of these designer brands. Most of the clothes that I wear, especially the shirts, are like football jerseys and shorts or joggers or something like that. So I don't even know what that fancy stuff was, but it's definitely not for me. It's definitely not my style. So if you want a luxury, upscale shopping experience, I think that Greenbelt Mall in Makati is probably the mall for you, not the mall for me. So from there, we walked around a little bit, and then we went, I think on the 2nd floor, there is a connecting mall on the other side of like a footbridge, which I think went over at least a road. I don't know if it was a highway, but it went over and connected. And then we were starting to talk as far as what exactly we're looking for, at least at Christmas decorations. So from the outside, there was these giant, large Christmas baubles. I know you call them in the UK. I think just in the US, we just call them Christmas balls. And they were all different kinds of colors and funky and all that kind of good stuff. Those are some fun decorations. And I think that second mall was called Landmark. And even though it's called a shopping center, it reminds me more of basically a department store. So like a Macy's or maybe a Sears or something of that nature, because they had all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, there was stuff for men and women, and there was like fancy clothes, some active wear, tons and tons of options when it came to that Landmark Mall Plaza. But I think that was basically all there was. Maybe there was some Vision Shop. I think there's a Vision Shop and maybe some other things. I don't know. So you continue to walk. Now everything is connected here, which is weird. I feel like the separate malls are connected better than the same mall a lot of the times here in Manila. So we're used to going to big malls, no problem. But usually it's all in one area. This is like separate buildings that all comprises of the same mall. But usually you have to like walk outside, go through security in between. But even though we went through security, we didn't have to go outside. There was a connecting overhang area between the 3 different shopping centers. So I thought that was kind of funny. Doesn't really matter, but I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we went through, like I said, that Landmark Mall. Now we're at the 3rd mall, which I believe is Glorietta. So it's our 3rd mall, and maybe an hour. And this mall is more our speed. So some common shops that we've seen before, some basic fast food options, and really big Christmas decorations as well. As you can see, I'm basically vlogging around this area that I think should be an ice skating rink. I kind of thought this area was going to be an ice skating rink. I think it would be actually perfect here. Next Christmas, maybe they'll do that. But it's not, and there's a huge Christmas tree. It's the first huge Christmas tree I've seen all three malls in the past hour. And there's big, beautiful draping lights over my head, big Christmas bauble. Now, when we went to the Landmark Mall, that was cool because there was a Christmas baubles outside of the entrance into it. And then when we got in the shoe department, there was a chandelier basically made out of red high heels. I'm like, this is the gaudy kind of over-the-top decorations I'm looking for. So I really like that. And then this one is pretty good too. There's this area here where there's the big Christmas tree and some small Christmas trees, a big Christmas bauble. I really like it. And then yeah, the stores I've actually heard of before, so I can't really be mad at that. And yeah, so we just took a stop. Katy is feeding the baby, and I figured I'd just stop in, talk to you guys about the experience so far. Also, even though it's like our 5th mall, we still have not seen any kind of directory. I'm not really sure how you guys figure out where you're going, what shops you're going to, maybe just, I guess, Google Maps, but it's different for us. We're making it work, but it's different for us to not have any kind of directory that we can look up to see where things are, but that's okay. But another reason I know that this is the mall for me is because there's a Japanese home center, which really quickly, in less than a week, has become our favorite store in any of the malls in Manila. I mean, they have tons of deals. I don't know where else you're supposed to go to get like dollar deals, but basically everything in that store is like $2 and under. And then they have a sign that says if something's not marked, it's 88 pesos, which is basically what, less than $2. So that's going to be our go-to store if we have to go pick up something. Like I think we need to get a vegetable peeler, so we'll probably go and get that vegetable peeler here in a little bit. The Makati Greenbelt Mall, not really for us. If you've seen our previous vlogs in the series, you'll know that I think the Mega Mall also really wasn't for us. And it's not really that it's just a big physical mall, it's just the lack of the directory and the lack of the ability to have the buildings connect. It's like, it's hard to figure out what building you're in out of the 5 or 6. And I don't know, personally, I just like the malls basically like this, where you can see, there's upstairs, there's downstairs, there's shops, there's decorations, there's food court, elevator, all the basic staples of the mall. So this is more what we're looking for. It's still been an incredible evening out, and we were able to get some food, and we might be able to go back to this Landmark Mall. Katy might want to get some additional athletic wear as like backups when we're doing laundry, but I think we're going to explore this mall a little bit more. So thank you so much for watching this video. This is WITY Travels. What could possibly be next?